Okay, so now we're going to talk about verbs, and we're going to talk about verbs in the past tense. And the past tense denotes something that has happened yesterday or even further back in time. And there are different past tenses. We have the simple past tense, the simple past continuous, the present perfect tense, and the past perfect tense. And we're going to go through them one and one. The simple past tense. All regular verbs take ed in the simple past tense. So if you take the infinitive form of the verb, for instance, to work, and then you add ed, you will get worked, and that will give you the simple past tense. So she worked very hard. And I wanted to go to Egypt. You stopped without warning. And so the regular verbs are quite easy to put in the simple past tense. What you should note is that verbs that ends with a consonant and then y, they change spelling to ied. So for instance, if you have the verb to worry, it ends with y and r is a consonant, which will give you the spelling worried. They worried constantly about their grades. And verbs that end with a consonant after an emphasized syllable, then the consonant is doubled. For instance, if you have the verb to beg, you spell beg, B-E-G, and since beg only consists of one syllable, it is automatically emphasized, so you don't have to think if it's emphasized or not. And then the consonant G is doubled, which would give you B-E-G-G-E-D, begged. They begged for more candy. Some verbs in English are irregular, and they do not take ed in the past tense. You can always find lists of those verbs in grammars, for instance, and you can also find them in dictionaries. If you look up the infinite form of the verb, the form which you can put to in front of, to eat, for instance, and then if it is an irregular verb, they will list the two other forms from the verb theme. Eat would have ate and eaten after it. And so if I want to tell you that I did something yesterday and the verb here is eat, since it's an irregular verb, it would be I ate 2 giant ice creams yesterday. We have also the simple past continuous, and this is again the ing form that you can use in the past tense as well when you're talking about something that happened right then. And you still use a form of the verb to be, and then you add ing to the verb. And the difference here, if compared to the simple present continuous, is that the form of the verb be is in the past tense, so it will automatically be was or were, depending on who is doing something. So, for instance, we can say that he was doing the dishes when the doorbell rang, and you were having a great time, weren't you? In the present past tense, you use have and then you add ed to the verb. If the verb is irregular, you use the third form of the verb. You remember that we said eat, ate, eaten. And the third form then is eaten, which would give you he has never eaten this much before. If it's a regular verb, then you would have I have wished for this to happen for many years now. The verb to have is irregular, have, had, and it changes its spelling in the third person present tense to has, This means that you always need to check that you've used the correct form when writing in the present past tense. And then we have the tense that is called the past perfect. And this tense is often used when one past event has to be situated in a more distant past than another past event. And to construct it, you use had, and then you add ed to the verb, or you use the irregular third form. If we have, for instance, see, saw, seen, seen is the word that you choose, which would give you the man had not seen the car coming before he was hit.